Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SCN. On today's show, we're going to be talking about how to sell your car privately and how to avoid some of the legal pitfalls. And to end off with, as always, we've got a couple of funny videos highlighting some real courtroom battles. We are joined once again by Roslyn Lereno from Lerena Attorneys. Ros, thanks very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure getting Ros into the studio. Ros, let me ask you something. What are some of the possible things I need to watch for when I'm selling my car privately?
Well, I wouldn't deliver a vehicle without first being paid for it.
Good, solid advice, yes.
It's a very big problem, actually. A lot of people do. And you'd have to obviously get an attorney on board, and they would institute an action called the Raven Ducatio, which is available only to an owner of a vehicle.
Okay.
And that would obviously start the action whereby you would claim your car back.
So obviously what we need to do is put an agreement together up front and make sure I don't hand over my vehicle until I've been paid.
Exactly, an agreement is pivotal.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. I know the CPA does protect me when it comes to me buying a car from the motor industry. If I'm buying a car from a dealer, how does it protect me in a private-to-private transaction?
The bottom line is the CPA doesn't apply in a private-to-private transaction.
So I'm very much on my own in that case. If I'm buying and selling
Exactly.
privately, the CPA just doesn't apply.
No, not at all.
So Ros, on the last show, we were talking about the number one golden rule I needed to follow when it came to buying a car privately. Now I'm selling my car privately. What would you recommend the number one golden rule is in this occasion?
Well, it's transparency. You want to obviously disclose all defects, as I previously stated,
Yes.
as well as have a footstits clause in a contract of
I
sale.
didn't know footstits. I can still apply a footstits clause as a private seller?
Definitely.
Provided I've disclosed everything. So what you're saying is, provided I've got a DECRA inspection, and we keep using DECRA, if I've got a DECRA inspection on my sale agreement, I can still put a footsteps clause into that contract?
Exactly, because you've disclosed all the defects, so that's obviously allows for transparency in the agreement once again. So.
Brilliant, superb. And again, we've been talking about this, guys. There are a lot of people out there buying and selling cars privately. Can the guys contact you directly, Ros, if they've got a few issues they needed sorting out?
Yes, they can contact me on my email address. It's roslyn@lerenaattorneys.co.za.
That's always good to know, guys. Don't be shy. Use that email address. We do talk about a company called Motorfin, and I know you recommend Motorfin to all your clients.
I do. I always advise them to use Motorfin. Motorfin, they start from the negotiation all the way through. They facilitate the payment, delivery of the vehicle, all the inspections. So they basically make sure that there are no hiccups along the way.
Nice, an end-to-end transaction. The guys at Motorfin do that. They've got Deloitte who act as their bankers, so any money that goes into any kind of transaction is handled by Deloitte, which is nice. And DECRA on board with them as well, so they do the full end-to-end service.
Exactly.
Ros, thanks very much for joining us once again. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And let's have a look at some of those courtroom battles we were talking about earlier. Just another day in a South African court, guys. This is exactly what you want to avoid. Ros, thanks again for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. I've been Nick. It's been real. We'll see you soon.
Surf4Cars.